Gam Ganapataye Namaha. In our life, we always get ups and downs with various reasons. We cannot say particular reason for ups and downs. Our weakness is our strength is our weakness. We have to control our senses. Otherwise, senses will control us. Then we cannot survive on this earth. Among the weaknesses, anger is the most dangerous one. Why For example, depression, or unhappy, this and all leads to pain of oneself. But anger is the most dangerous weakness which loses contact of a person from this society, from this earth itself also. Therefore, anger is not an ordinary weakness. We have to find out the reasons for getting angry. Why? If we know the cause of anger, then we can subdue it, control it. When can we control? When we can understand the cause of anger, the basic fundamentals of anger, then only we can understand and try to control it. Otherwise, it leads to sometimes even to death. Therefore, we have to feel getting angry is a weakness. It is not at all a strength. If we are in surrender to Lord Krishna and all the devotional practices, He will take care of us, said in Gita Acharya, in Bhagavad Gita. We can get a lot of information from Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna especially gave clarification for the cause of anger, factors of anger, remedies of anger, etc. Unless we can control our anger, we are the people losing everything, including kith and kin, wife, family, even society, even the state, even the country, even the earth. Each and every person may get angry, but it should be reasonable. It should not go beyond the limits. Useful anger gives a kind of respect. We are human beings. We are not saints to control our senses. Therefore, we used to get angry, these and all natural phenomena. Even then, that anger should not cross the limits, should not go aggressively. The anger should show through our facial expressions. It is the best method to show your inner feelings in the form of facial expressions. In olden days, whenever there was a joint family system, every husband and wife, they used to disclose their anger through eye signs, facial feelings, gestures, because they respected their elders. That's why they didn't show outwardly to hurt the elderly persons. Such a control was there at those times. But nowadays, even a young kid gets a short tempered because of environmental factors, food factors, and family brought up also. Let us get in detailed touch of anger. That's why today I took the topic of anger, its pros and cons. कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय वारये परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. Anger is generally generated from contact with three modes of material nature: goodness, ignorance, and especially the modes of material are mode of passion. It is described in the Gita that anger comes from contemplating some desire for sensual pleasure. After not having that desire fulfilled, we become angry. Also, we become angry and frustrated when we try to control that which is beyond our control, like the behavior of another person or some situation that we went to go one way, however, it goes another way. Then we become angry. Rarely, although it happens, we become angry because we hear the Lord or his devotees blasphemed, and this anger is not created by the modes of nature. Then this anger is what Narasimha Deva felt when he saw that his devotee was being harassed and hurt. It caused the Lord to feel such great anger that he appeared as half lion and half man to kill the great atheist or demon Hiranyakashipu. Of course, we cannot kill anyone, but we can try to defend the truth and protect the devotees if this type of righteous anger ever arises. When we become angry, as described in the first paragraph of this letter, is the best. Not to say or do anything. Best thing is to go away, if possible, from the source of anger and just chant and contemplate what is the root cause of our feelings. So many times we become very angry, and then when a small amount of time passes, we can see that our perception of what we thought was a very great thing actually changes with the passing of time, and we can see that it was not very significant after all. This helps to reduce our anger and puts the reason for becoming angry in proper perspective. When we act pushed by anger, krodha vegam, then we are bound to do something we will regret later. We will say or do something that will cause us to be sorry or experience sadness and grief in the long run. So, it is always best to avoid acting or speaking out of anger. Looking deeply within the heart to see why we are being affected in this way is often helpful. Trying to find out our own attachment and material desire that is causing this anger is helpful. Trying to find our own attachment and material desire, that is also one of the factors which make us to be useful and stops us from blaming someone else, even Lord Krishna or some other circumstance, for the anger which are feeling. Let us hope These tips are helpful ultimately if we can chant. Let me discuss about 10 tips, what I can understand, what I can say, what I found. These questions are not by me. Actual question from a four devotees to his master, his Guruji. One of the devotee asked, I try a lot to follow Krishna path, but I can't control one thing, that is anger. What should I do to control anger? It is a complaint of a devotee towards Prabhupada. Second devotee, a female devotee asked like this, Prabhuji, I am a devotee of Lord Krishna and this fondness to Lord has occurred to me just recent times, and I want to follow the path instructed by, but my biggest obstacle to achieve this is my anger, and I don't know why I am becoming more and more arrogant. I don't know what to do in order to control anger. Please guide me. Another devotee asked, as I am daily chanting 16 rounds of reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam 1 hour during Mangala Arati, Sandhya Arati, and offering daily 4 times block, daily Abhishekan to my deities, and at night also Shayan, and I love doing this. But there is no change in my behavior. I am short-tempered person. Daily I realize my mistakes and try to overcome them, but could not help myself. Why is this happening? I have a daughter of 4 years old. She is very naughty. Even I also lose patience on her and beat her. My wife is good, but my nature spoils everything. I know all the situations, but unable to practice on that. So please guide me. Please help me, Prabhuji. Your help will give me encouragement. Another devotee question. Especially a girl devotee asked like this. When I read Bhagavad Gita, I found my answers, but sometimes I became very aggressive. Please help me how to control anger, aggression, and become relaxed and take a proper decision. Because when I was in aggression, I will take some steps which become me in those aspects which are unacceptable for me. Let us see the tips to control anger by one. How the Prabhuji replied. What he says, take the positives and negatives equally. Put good solution, is it not? Expectation is the most important. No. The only cause for disappointment that leads to emotional outbursts. When we expect something to happen, there are two probabilities. It will either become in favor or against us. Are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva also affected by anger and emotions? If it is in favor of us, we become happy and joyful. If it is unfavor us or against us, we become upset. Hence, anger, aggression, etc. are typical weaknesses. Though we read Bhagavad Gita so many times, so unless we follow that important advice, we cannot be peaceful. What's the advice, Treat all the twins like up and down, happiness and sorrows, loss and gain, etc. equally. Unless we treat both the positives and negatives equally, we can't get relieved from emotional outburst. Here, Krishna wants us to treat both positives and negatives equally. If we have strong faith in the fact that everything in our life is predetermined to happen as per our karma. We can feel relieved all the time. The problem with the peoples is that they want only positive results. They forget the other side of the same coin, that is negative results. In our life, both positive and negative will happen repeatedly, so it is inevitable. We should develop the maturity to face negatives also. If you have 10 co-employees in your company, you should not always expect respect from them. Even the insults may come from them sometimes. So, how can we always have the immunity from the negatives? No one can. They have to face the topmost negative of leaving this body one day. They can't stay here forever. So, another, become free from your conditioned status. What is it? We are not blissful, free souls, but the conditioned souls. When we take a body, we become conditioned. The conditioned souls will always have agitations. Only if we relieve our mind from such conditions, thoughts, and develop material detachment, we can remain peaceful and calm and pacified manner. What to do to become free from our conditional status? Conditional status means having attachments with the material affairs that are time bound and short lived. Therefore, we have to free ourselves from material attachments. How it is possible? Question. When you seriously involve in developing prema, love for Lord Krishna or any deity of your own choice, you will automatically become materially detached stage with no efforts from you. When we grow in devotion and love for Lord Krishna, our material attachments naturally come down because Krishna replaces the material things in our mind by situations himself at all the points of our mind. Then, what can we do to control anger? Stop expecting the results. Always in positive. Krishna advised us to live without expectations of result. Karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Do your duty but never expect the results. Results will come according to our destiny. Whether we did good in past, result past, negative. Then what is wrong in expecting a particular result? Is there anything wrong? It is risky. You may choose a lower status than the status planned by Krishna for you. For example, when Krishna is willing to make you rich like Bill Gates, you will be praying him to give you an ordinary job. He will not give any job for you, as he is planning to make you like Bill Gates. Without knowing this and taking efforts to come up in life, you will be scolding Lord Krishna. Then what you have to do? Just sit and review all your past negative events in your life. You can conclude that all happened for a good reason only. Therefore say, whatever happens, happens for the best. So, just do your assigned duties. Krishna will take care of you, what, when, and how to give something to you. Entrust yourself to Krishna and do not care if failures come. Be happy that Krishna is cleansing you from your store of the past negatives. If you face negatives in life, just be a spectator. Next, follow what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita about the cause of anger. As said by earlier, to get rid of anger, we should get rid of expectations. At least we should limit the expectation, or the best way to divert your expectation towards the mercy of Lord Krishna. This is the only healthy expectations for us. Therefore, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, what now? Dhyayato vijayan pumsaha sangasteshu bhajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bhijayate. While contemplations on the objects of senses, one develops attachment to them. Attachment leads to desire, and from desire to anger. Anger, greed, lust, etc. care are considered in Vedic scriptures Manoroga or diseasement. Another shloka says, Krodhat bhavati sammohaha sammoha smruti vibramaha smruti brahmshat buddhinashaha buddhinashat pranashyati. See the order. Krodha, moha, smruti brahma, buddhinasha, pranashyati. What a beautiful composition of Vedavyasa. Anger leads to clouding of judgment, which results in bewilderment of the memory. When the memory is bewildered, the intellect gets destroyed. When the intellect is destroyed, one is entirely ruined. Anger impairs a judgment, just as the morning must create a hazy covering on the sunlight. In anger, people commit mistakes that they later regret because the intellect gets clouded by the haze of emotions. When the intellect is clouded, it leads to bewilderment of memory. The person then forgets what is right and what is wrong and flows along with the source of emotions. Anger gives delusion. Delusion gives bewilderment of memory. This bewilderment of memory gives a loss of intelligence. Finally, due to this loss of intelligence, one falls down entirely. But the person who has a controlled mind and has the senses that are free from attachment and aversions attains happy ending, even his pure state. Truth seems to be involving in the materialistic world of this earth where we are living. Therefore, another sloka. Prasade sarva dukkhanam anirasyopachayate prasanna chetaso hyasu buddhihi paryavatishthati. By divine grace comes the peace in which all sorrows end, and the intellect of such a person of tranquil mind soon becomes firmly established in God. Grace is like a divine energy that floods into a prosperous property or prosperous personality also. By grace of God, who is Sachidananda, bestows us his devotion, knowledge, divine love, and divine bliss also. Nasti buddhirayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shantihi ashantasya kutasukam. But an undisciplined person who has not controlled the mind and senses can neither have resolute intellect nor steady contemplation of God. For one who never unties or unites the mind with the God, this is no peace, and how can one should walk peace of life? Such a dangerous situation will occur. A person who has not learned to discipline the mind and senses can neither meditate upon God nor experience His divine bliss. Without the higher taste, it becomes impossible to renounce the lower lady. It becomes a person's impossible to remove the lower taste, and such a person keeps hankering for material happiness. Like the obesity will come due to extreme anger also. Like the bee, it finds it impossible to renounce the nectar of flowers. Indriyanam hicharatam yanmano vidhiyate tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavannivambasi. Just as strong wind sweeps a boat of chartered course on the water, even one of the senses on which mind focuses can lead the intellectual body. Tasmadyasya mahabaho nigrihita nisarvasaha indriyanan indriyadebhyaha tasya prajna pratisthita. Therefore, one who has restrained the senses from their objects, O Arjuna, is firmly established in transcendent knowledge. Enlightened souls control the intellectual through transcendental knowledge. Then, with the purified intellect, they control the mind, and the mind is used to mobile services. These senses pull the mind in their direction. The mind overpowers the intellect, and the intellect gets derailed from the direction of true welfare. Thus, Lord Krishna says that it is an intellect, a power purified by spiritual knowledge. Then the senses will be restrained, and when senses are held in check, the intellect will not be stayed from the path of divine wisdom. Therefore, the intelligence of the person whose senses have been controlled by the form of natural objects, material objects, it is easy in his view. Krishna have given a reason for the anger to come. It comes because of attachment with material objects. Only because of this attachment you expect a person from others, and hence the activities of others affect you. Why do we expect anything from Delhi or from others? Let us consider yourself as a dust, not a big store. When you think that you have some big identity for you, you become angry when you are not satisfactory to me. You are not sufficiently or fully honored or appreciated, and the insults of others affect you. Only when there is a sizable object as a target, the stones thrown by others will fall on that object. But if you consider yourself as an incitement duster, it can attack a dust with a stone. It will not be visible them to attack. So I also do it. A dust is always safe, whereas big stones are always risk. It is a kind of sense. Know your real identity of servant of Krishna. Don't consider yourself a big guy having separate identity detached from Krishna. Instead, consider yourself as servant of Lord Krishna, not the servant of your senses. You are expected to externally serve all the Krishna, not these senses. So stop giving importance for the material desires helped by your senses. Divert your attention towards other productive activities like chanting, association of devotees, reading the literature related to Krishna, fasting for Krishna, strictly avoiding indiscipline. When you become the servant of Krishna without serving your senses, you will not have any disappointments and hence no anger. Is it not? Be engaged in productive activities. Just close the ears or eyes for unwanted material affairs and concentrate in your studies or work most of the time. Always be engaged in some productive works and never be free. I too was initial in the early periods by a certain section of people for being too simple in life. Sometimes anger came when others insulted me because of being very simple. In due course of time, the simple feeling started to praise. But my mind was not affected by those praises also. Since I had installed Krishna in it, there was no peace for the unproduction of acts of others. Because when we stand under the umbrella of Krishna, all the accuses that we receive will not affect us and will be dealt directly by their mistake. So best remedy is stop hearing them and hearing expectations from them. Only when we expect regrets, we get anger from, we do not get our respect. Getting angry is a weakness, not a strength, isn't it? Getting angry is a weakness, but usually it is shown as symbol of strength. But let us, anyone insults you or commits any mistakes, if you get marriage and scold the words, act as you are a boss. Because they were words capable of controlling you by creating some problems. Whereas, if you don't get angry and pray for him, it is your strength, as you have not uttered any word on the so, you need not fear for consequences. So stop exerting respect, act as genuinely as possible, involve yourself in the devotional practice. And a job, studies, everything will become alright. So be sincere in surrender to Krishna and all the developmental practices. All the above tips are to strengthen your psychology in understanding the realities of this material life. However, just strengthening the psychology is not enough because it leads to some unbearable situations. External attachment is based with Krishna as strongly as possible. We can help attachment with Krishna strongly by doing prema, the penance and sacrifices. Last but not least, what are the sacrifices we can do for Krishna? We have to spare our time towards Krishna at least 10 minutes of time every day. Manage your duties, thinking of kings and duties towards Lord Krishna. The remaining 90% of time, spare at least 2 hours for Krishna and follow sincere chanting of his holy names, offering food and honoring prasada, worshipping by Tulsi, Maharani, etc. Most importantly, follow the 4 regulative principles such as no meat, no gambling, no intoxication, and no intellectual. Thus, the above are solution to the control of the anger. श्रीकांताय कल्याण निधे निधेन्द्रम श्री वेंकटवासाय श्रीवासाय मंगलम ग्लास सर्वेश गुरुराचार्य सत्कृतायास्तु मंगलम।